It's called being a freelancer.
Full throttle! I'm going in!
Target acquired.
Add Ash. Rev the engines!
Running away?
Oh, it's you two. And Flint's. Given the out.
It is indeed. We're
So see. You know what?
Thank you for.
Got it. His mechanical arm is especially sophisticated. As such, and I understood, and eventually,
You've provided us with. We can't make.
no worries. Just glad I could help.
Thanks.
Good night.
It seems that it is as we guessed. The Sergeant Major Sosi you encountered 8 days ago, with the immense gap in strength between them. The job was finished. Perhaps his
You're saying... Still seems...
This also... But how would that... Assuming he...
So we solved one mystery, only to dig up another. Whew. This is getting Paimon kind of down.
Yes. I'd say it is high time we'll have to...
Yeah, we should...
A reasonable... My colleague... That would be good.
back inside.
Had you already sensed the unique... I see. Fortunate that...
Yeah. Hard to say how that would have played out. We've had a whole bunch of unpleasant run-ins.
You mean to ask why I'm going...
Yeah!
Your deduction... You know human... But some...
So...
Have you heard of this race?
We've heard...
I once turned my heart toward humanity. And thus did I experience loss. When you realize you are floating in the middle of a vast ocean, would it not be better then to simply sink? But before I could sink to truly lightless depths, chance had it that I should be awakened by a band of Ratniki. They were facing a horde of abyssal monsters. Those who dwell in darkness for long enough become exceedingly sensitive. Perhaps I was moved by their valor. But I was freshly awake. The survivors and I buried the fallen heroes. That was the origin of the Final Night Cemetery. Well, well, I believe it. Nonetheless, tomorrow
Will you need us to...
Oh,
Can...
thanks for the reminder. And even if...
Alright then.
Anyway, I hope you'll help me keep...
Paimon's lips are...
All right.
Finally, we can rest. Let's go get some sleep. There's tons to do tomorrow. So much noise. What's going on this time?
Hey! Where's Flint?
We would be most...
Resting?
You better give him up.
Or are you...
What happened? But we were so careful last... what do you mean? Duh! It's not like all the unusual stuff. Okay,
Hey!
My apologies.
hold on!
What in Tevat is the meaning of this racket? Are you in... Boss, do we really have to entertain people who don't respect the rules? Call a few of your
And what hole did you...
A watering... Who'd have guessed people...
Exactly.
Oh, don't. But if they don't, then they owe everyone here an apology, as well as compensation for...
Wait, it's...
All right, all right.
Oh, alright then.
Well...
No sign of Flint.
Done searching. So, Paimon,
Yeah,
my inside then early everyone and amidst it all.
so... and that's where Yehoda, while...
I got her to...
Aww.
We initially intended to bring Flint's back to the curatorium and wait those... I imagine...
Might he intend...
Oh?
Whoop.
Let's have this discussion.
Is he gonna be okay? Earlier? In that case...
If I were him, a reasonable course of action. Remember what we heard? Some of these...
Maybe... 'cause that'd be... Yeah! Oh,
Our lab could certainly...
in other words...
Lightkeeper upper... Meanwhile...
Then we best act...
A feeling we all...
There are 3 wild hunt sites,
Works for me! And Neffa and I will take off...
The curatorium.
and we Frostmoon...
Never mind you. Let's head out then. We'll meet...
Understood.
Time is of the essence.
Gotcha! Huh. Anyone see... Well, considering what you said earlier, you know where we're going next, right?
You really are a one-trick pony, you know.
Rev the engines! Light of the blazing sun!
As one with wind and cloud, wind strike.
Locked on. Two can play at that game.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's lock!
Rev the engines!
Bow before your king! Everybody stand! Ten points for agility.
Try and stop me!
one's guarding?
This way. Let's move. We're running out of time.
Ah! There you are! Or not! How are we supposed to read through
Difficult, yes. To expose the true intention.
Hope we don't land on our heads then. Ghost! That file suddenly moved by itself. This is a...
Many strange things happen here.
But that... Hey! Come out!
Wild Hunt Fan...
Hey! Another file's moving!
Are we...
Really? Hey! Seriously, another one? Huh. Phew!
The material I've read through has all been about past Wild Hunt incidents of enormous scale.
Paimon as well. Alright. All these incidents...
Wait. And look,
They'd be detected, but would go...
some of these...
And here...
Kuvaki and the We Lightkeepers previously believed that these small Wild Hunt sites would... But now that we've synthesized all this data, there is a key issue this hypothesis... Indeed.
Paimon feels like she's almost got...
Yes. And while
Paimon kinda...
What are you referring?
We had a
Was there a gap?
There was. Leaving him more...
It all makes sense. And all that just for the It begs the question. That's odd. We shouldn't have any... I'll go take a look. Ah.
It's...
Situation urgent. The cannon, it is locked on to Star Sand Shoal. Please return to Nasha Town and assist.
That's gotta be
No time for speculation. He's already... If this bombardment continues to increase his strength, he might...
What should we do?
Let's go to the camp. One moment.
Go! Fly!
You're...
You, but it is also thanks to you.
You've messed with the...
But will the... When all they see is the Wild Hunt surging up everywhere they look. This is the truth I have revealed. They did the zealous worship of...
You were waiting.
Of course, in their folly.
Well, sir, you see this...
My body was once torn into countless pieces and hurled into the swirling every last fragment calls to me.
What do you even say?
Serendipity guide on each. While that would...
So that's why...
Only by...
Hence, you fight.
Are you completely...
Dying? What truly infuriates me, however, is how you've destroyed my heart. I've adapted. It will not be a full... Still, I suspect the Kuvaki will have rendered you...
Traveler! Behind you! Look at that... Dang it! Who fired up the cannon with...
Its defensive barrier has also been activated.
The air is thick with fear and anxiety.
You're here. Looks like Yehoda's gone.
I'm back! I'm back! Oh, it's... But that's not even the worst of it. Lots of folks don't even believe the cannon can prevent this crisis. So they're getting ready to make a run for it.
How could they still be?
Unprecedented danger brings even those who flee. After all,
Even so.
well, see,
Affirmative.
Well, about what?
they might. For example, he might have spread a rumor that the Wild Hunt would take your form.
Possibility. We will face strong...
There's no time. Let's go into the town. I'll find some way to calm the townspeople. Oh, you're back.
Wait, what? Isn't that the cannon's
Assessing risk...
So if we can't prevent the cannon from being fired...
Then he's prepared.
And we must ensure that his
Most of those looks like they formed groups to protect the cannon. If they believe that we...
Is that Lady Lauma? But are you...
it's you, Rix.
I do, yes. But why are...
The townspeople...
But...
I know what but you chose to leave the island. It is unfair, unjust, that you should be dragged into this mess. I seek to... Please. Then come.
All right. I understand.
Huh?
We won't be able to calm this. Let's go,
Okay.
Remember these words. The road shall be paved with truth, and we shall pave it ourselves.
It's you, Lady Moonchanter. It's her. Everyone, it's her.
You're right, my lady. At times like these, we must rely on ourselves.
We won't let you pass some abyssal creature, aren't you?
Moonchanter, go.
Lady Moonchanter, there's a child here!
It's all right now. Go, quickly.
You wretched monsters! You're not getting anywhere near the cannon!
The monsters you fear do not exist here. The madness you have fallen to has been the source of untold disasters.
You think we had a choice?
Destiny is no excuse for greed and destruction. The choice has always been yours to make, and it remains so, even now.
Thank you for bringing us here. We can quickly overcome the barrier by going upward from over there.
The cannon is all yours now.
Got it. Thanks, Lauma. Inefa, give her a crown kake.
Orders received.
Please, everyone, listen to me. I will not deny that we hold different beliefs. But in the face of the immense threat that hangs above us all, we must persist. Otherwise, rifts will surely form, prized open by those who harbor If your fear is born of helplessness, if you flee because you know not how to fight, then I am no god. But so long as we hold our candles steady and unite beneath the same moonlight, let us resolve then to defend ourselves and to stand firm against the false illusions by which our foe seeks to beguile.
Let's go, Enougha. This way up. Let's go, Enougha. This way up. This is making me dizzier than I expected.
Adjusting route. Make ready.
Out of the way, small fry.
Missing. Fall imminent.
Come on, come on, come on! And get out of there! Whoa, nice!
Preparing barrier breakthrough. Brace for impact.
Preparing for dust up.
Defensive mode engaged.
Ding dong, water bomb. Go frog.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Interference detected. Entering countermeasure mode.
Go claw! This isn't good enough, we gotta hurry!
Scanning. Kuvaki ammunition. Assessment. Not enough time. Emergency brake will cause internal explosion of stored coup.
No! I mean a manual brake. The primitive
A manual brake. Understood. Roger that. We are out of time.
All your efforts have been futile. It is too late now.
Perhaps you're right. Why aren't you running?
Sigi sato pasa sax, iti ipotutos. Necritus necrus baptisi, Canis omnes tu zonos pentusi. Osesticos palatin pirantur resuricum, Topieto aetion veratum.
Let me guess.
Furflir, Rhine-daughter, Flinders.
Watch out! Whatever rationality he still had when he was searching for his body is gone. All that's left is the calamity you see before you. A monster fueled by nothing but his own obsession.
Matters not. Having a heart, being human, it's all irrelevant. Completely and utterly. You matter not. Does it... You too have the potential to be driven mad by knowledge. But the truths you seek are so insipid, how laughable that you should die for their sake.
You're wrong. The unknown is but a fog to be dispersed. Knowledge is the true pillar of the world. You're not the only one who got stronger. Polonia!
No, wait! This isn't over! We're safe?
It seems this young lady aided in our escape. The flowers here bloom in oh?
Columbina!
But he still broke through.
What? I just... did...
Oh. So you actually thought. Have you been taking care of yourself lately?
Hey, listen here, Columbina! I tolerated your nonsense. There's a Fatui...
Oh. I was just a little concerned about you. That's all. Just...
that was none of your business! And don't you ever drag me out to... come on,
Well, anyway... I was worried about... And then Well...
You're not afraid.
Still...
We did but we still don't...
After you left... That means...
A question. When the cannon's Kuvaki beam was deflected earlier, I saw...
No.
I see.
Oh, yeah!
In that case, Miss...
Go now. All of you. Do not worry. My
Fortunately, we were able to minimize the harm. Only a few townspeople were hurt. But the Reikir of Solnari has now gained a complete form, while we still know nothing about his goals.
It seems we have done something akin to releasing a vicious Kukusaur into the wild. I'm sorry. Is no one here familiar with Kukusaurs?
Paimon knows what you mean, but that analogy seems more than slightly understated.
He said that this world means nothing to him, so it is possible that he doesn't have a reason to fight us at the moment. If his objective had been revenge alone, we would likely have no recourse.
Is there, still time for me to tender my resignation? Just kidding, just kidding. Don't worry, boss. I know there's no running now.
So my cannon, my pride and joy was a hindrance rather than a help. You know what? I'm gonna dismantle it right now. That's right. And it still works on normal Wild Hunt anomalies. Don't Don't let this get you down, I know.
Flint's, we'll need you to attend to the aftermath with the Lightkeepers. Don't worry, I've explained everything to them. You're in the clear.
My thanks. For that and for everything else I hear you did to help us arrive at the truth.
Had you been willing to show yourself in public more often, you would not have been so easy to isolate, you know.
Point taken. I will give that some thought. I suppose that's one way I'd benefit from replacing Sergeant Major Sosi.
You mean, you're being promoted? Was Paimon the only one who didn't get that?
Well, if you've got a moment, would you like to come with me? There's a certain gentleman I'd like to send off on his final journey.
Rev the engine!
This man was like a lighthouse. Here he lived as if it were a mere matter of course, and brought light and grace to those around him. But people, once used to illumination, are apt to ignore the lantern's presence. Slowly, gradually, he came to think as such himself. I have achieved too little. I must do better. There is more work to be done. Perhaps his end was tragic. But I remain proud of the way in which he illuminated the path for others. Every shadow born of the light shall remember it.
Oh, poor guy.
I've heard that one too. Is that so? Well, you're right. But we will It is not dissimilar to the role of a graveyard. We do not seek to bring the dead back to life, only to grant them.
What are you two talking? Okay.
Either way, Lightbearer, with your... Even as we hurry on, until it... Thank you for...
Should we go after her? Or do you have someone else you'd like to meet? What are you doing here? Yeah, but...
Sandrone seems uninterested.
Well, it's good to come out.
However... Is this where you purchased the dishes you treated me to?
Are you serious? That's what she's concerned about? Berries and... well, we can take you to grab...
You've been quite subdued. Thorny questions on your mind, perhaps? I could not gain any insight into... Now that he has donned a shape and form, selling his power short would prove a fatal... But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at the moons or at something else. Perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key to repelling him in the future. Well, Sandrone's daily routine is highly irregular, while the doctor often orders people around. As for... Well then, have you been to that experimental design bureau of theirs? And what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say I care. I could not gain any insight into his... Now that he is... But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on me. I cannot say if perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key to... Well, Sandrone's daily routine is highly... Well then, have you been... And what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear. Now that he has donned a shape, but that power of his plays host... I cannot say if that fixation is directed at them. Perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key to repelling him in the future. Well, Sandrone's daily routine is highly irregular. Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear. Now that he has donned a shape and form, selling his power short would prove a fatal error. But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at the moons. Perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation. Well, Sandrone's daily routine is highly irregular, while the doctor often orders people around. Well then, have you been to that and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight now that he has done... But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at the moons or at something else. Perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key to repelling him in the future. Well, Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, have you been to that experimental design bureau of theirs? That weapon will play a key role in the Tsaritsa's plan. That's what I've heard, anyway. And what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say I care. I could not gain any insight into it now that he has donned a shape and form. Selling his power short would prove a fatal... But that power of his... I cannot say if that fixation... Perhaps understanding the subject... Well... Well then... And what plan is that precisely? Well... I cannot say I care. I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear. Now that he has donned a But that power of his plays host to an obsession. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at the moons, or at perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Sandrone's daily routine is highly irregular, while the doctor... Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into his schemes, now that he has... But that power of his... I cannot... Perhaps understanding the subject of his... Well... Was that not what you were... Well then... Have you been to that experimental design? And what plan is that precisely? Well... I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear. Now that he has donned a shape and... But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say... Perhaps understanding the subject... Well... What... Well then... And what plan is that precisely? Well... I could not gain any insight in... Now that he has done... But that power of his... I cannot say... Perhaps understanding the subject... Well... Well then... And what plan is that precisely? Well... I could not gain any insight into now that he has done. But that power of his plays host to an obsession. I cannot say if that perhaps understanding the subject. Well, what? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into his now that he has donned a shape and form. Selling his power short would prove a fate, but that power of his, I cannot say if that fixation is directed at them, perhaps understanding the subject of his Well, Sandrone's daily routine is highly irregular. While the doctor, Was that not? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say I care. I could not gain any insight into his schemes now that he has donned a shape and form. So, but that power of, I cannot, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into it now that he has donned a shape and form. Selling his power short. But that power of, I cannot say if perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation shall prove key. Well, Was that? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has. But that power of his plays host to an obsession that borders on mania. I cannot say if that fixation is directed at them, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has. But that power of, I cannot say, perhaps understanding the subject of it. Well, Was that not what you were curious about? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has donned a shape and form. But that power of his, I cannot say if that fixation is directed at perhaps understanding the Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has done. But that power of his, I cannot say if that perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has donned. But that power of, I cannot say, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say I care. I could not gain any insight into now that he has. But that power of his, I cannot, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, have you been to that experiment? And what plan is that precisely? Well, I cannot say. I could not gain any insight into his schemes, I fear, now that he has donned. But that power of, I cannot say if perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Was that not? Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight now that he has donned. But that power of, I cannot say, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has donned. But that power of his, I cannot say, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has donned. But that power of his, I cannot say if perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight now that he has. But that power of his, I cannot, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight now that he has done. But that power of his, I cannot say if that perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has donned a but that power of I cannot say, perhaps understanding the subject, well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into his now that he has donned a shape, but that power of his, I cannot say if that fixes perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Zandrone's daily, Well then, have you been to, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into now that he has donned a shape and form, but that power of his, I cannot say, perhaps understanding the subject. Well, Well then, and what plan is that precisely? Well, I could not gain any insight into his now that he has, but that power of his, I cannot say if that perhaps understanding the subject of his fixation. I still wish to return to the moon that belongs to me. That is where the answers lie buried.
Interesting. You followed me.
Haha! Right! Right you are. The name's...
Rev the engines!
Since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town. Still no news about Rarer, though. Where could he have slunk off to? If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before, there's no way we've seen the last of him.
Hello? You must be the traveler in Paimon?
Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the quarry. He thinks it's time to regroup and figure out a plan.
The wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. Come on, let's go!
Try and stop me! Full throttle!
You really are a one-trick pony, you know.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless husk.
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable.
He's not serious.
Everyone's here already.
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity.
And we're sure that... Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like...
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon.
There wasn't a shred of sanity.
Yeah, didn't... Oh.
Last time we fought, we were already at a
Yeah, unless...
The other thing is, how does some...
Beats me.
According to certain...
There are many besides his name.
Exactly. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nod-Krai, we still wouldn't find more...
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But if we want it... Last time we had... Oh.
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla. One thing's for sure. If we just sit back and let him keep absorbing Kuvaki...
A perfectly reasoned...
I agree, we should split up.
Wait, why?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved...
That's right. Yes, it...
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we... And if we do...
That's when you follow the third rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the third rule was go with the flow?
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rerir...
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Ineffa, let's go.
care for a dance? Not bad. The flame burns on.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Dance with me. Be a good audience, won't you?
Let's light it up! Teamwork is...
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
The curtain falls.